it, we have to do the project setup. So what I'll do, I'll launch Visual Studio 2022. So we have it. Then here I'll create a new project. And then I'll choose a blank project. Just search blank. So blank solution. Next, here we'll say Authlight. So create. So we have this blank solution here, Authlight. Then we will set it up to ensure that it follows the clean architecture. So we will have, I'll start by adding a folder, then call it presentation. Then under the presentation, I'll say add new project. So the first one that I will add is the .NET Core Web API, this one. Or let me start with the client one. So it is Blazor WebAssembly standalone, this one. So click next. So I'll do this, then Authlight, and then say client. Next. So I'll be targeting .NET 9 for this series and any other series that is coming. Okay, so let's create. So that's the client. And then next is the web API. So add new project. So the web API, core web API. So like this. And then I'll say web API like that. So next, again .NET 9, and the rest I leave them as they are. Okay, then I'll add what we call the class library. So I'll call this application. And then I will add another one, add new project, class library, next. And then I'll call this domain, next, create. And then I will add another one, class library. Then I'll call it infrastructure, next, create. Yes, so this is our setup following the clean architecture. Then I will I'll clean it up, so I'll remove this. I will delete this. Sorry, delete. Again, I'll delete this. Yeah, so this is now our project architecture, having the presentation layer and then the application, domain, and infrastructure. So what we will do next is to set up the backend, where we will create the database and apply migrations. So the first thing we will create is the entities. So we'll come to the domain here, then add a new folder, then call it entities. Then the first entity I'll create, I'll add a new class. Then I will call it application roles. So here, say public, then add this to the application role. So we have the ID and then the role name. So we close that. The next entity we create is the application users. So add a new class. So say application users. Then I will add these components. So we'll have the ID, the name, email, and password. Okay, so those are the what relates to users. So we have the name, email, and password. Okay. So next we have what we call the refresh token. So add a class refresh token. So make it public, and then we have the ID, the user ID, and then the token. So what it means here, for each refresh token, it will have a unique ID, the user it relates to, and the token itself. So close that. So the next entity we are creating is the user role. User role. So we have user role like that. Then we have public. So here the user role, we have the ID, the user ID, and the role ID. So this one is to help us manage. Actually, this one is not needed for now because we are not dealing with membership here. So we have the ID, user ID, the role ID. Yes. So those are the four entities that we need to be able to apply them in our application. So let's proceed and see what we do next.